Today we're going to make this little gift bag. Just made out of 4 squares and connected together. You can't get easier than that. And it gives them a bag that they can store other small stuff in, or they can put a gift in it and give it out the next year. Why have boxes that rot and are bulky and have to be collapsed and put away or replaced every year? These can be rolled up, all stuck in one bag, and ready for the next Christmas. This one I just made a simple bowl closure. You can put little jingle bells or something on the end, or puff balls, or whatever. Anyway, let's go ahead and make this. Okay, I am a Red Heart family fan myself, but I was giving this Von L Love Knit, and right color for Christmas, so I'm going to use it. And I have the Red Heart Super Saver White here. And we're going to start off with a magic circle. And I like to make double circles, which means I go around twice with my fingers. So I come over the back of my hand, I go through 2 fingers, around again, and hold it with my thumb and baby finger. I take the tail end and I grab on it too, and that gives me tension here and control of the situation. Now you put your hook in under these 2, like that, hook down, bring it under, and turn it right side up like this. You've now made a twist in your cord, which means when you bring this through, it doesn't come undone again. You got yourself your slip knot in your first chain. And 1 and 2 more. Okay? And we're going to do 12 double crochets in this ring. And this first one counts as 1, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 more. That's 11 and 12. And no matter how sure you are of your count, go back and count them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Now, when you're doing a double, you pull on the tail and you see which one of these rings starts to move. See this one here? On the same end as your tail, you want to pull that ring. And that tightens the other one. And then you pull the tail. Now look at your chain, look at your beginning here. This loop belongs to this line, so this is the top of your chain loop. Hang on here. Do a little adjustment. Okay. Let's try that again. This loop here is the one that goes with this post. So the one right next to it is the top of this post, your first chain post. So we're going to go through there and pull up a slip knot, a slip stitch, and cut it off. When I do this, I like to take this little loop here and pull it as far through this loop as I can. This little loop on the bottom. So I'm going to take this part here and I'm going to pull that through as far as I can. And then I'm going to pull this one. And you can see you have almost no knot there. It's almost an invisible nothingness. See there? See how invisible that is? Very nice. Okay. Now this tail back here, you can cut off. It's got all kinds of stitches holding on to it. Okay. Now we're going to take the red and just go in between any two of these stitches. And I pulled through both tails, so I don't have to worry about this one anymore. And I'm going to go through one more, and that gives me 2 stitches. And I'm going to do a half double back in the same place I slip stitched. Okay, now wrap, go right into the next hole between these 2 spokes. Do a half double and do a second half double. See there? Okay. I think I caught this under there. Didn't mean to do that. Get out of the way. Okay. Once more, I'm going to do 2 half doubles. Okay, now that gives us 3 spokes and 3 sets of 2 half doubles. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go right between the next 2 spokes, and we're going to do another 2 half doubles. So each side is going to have 3 sets of 2 half doubles. That's 2. That's 3. Chain 2. Go right between the next 2 spokes. Okay. You just go ahead and do that around. I got off camera again, didn't I? Okay. We're just going to go ahead and continue around doing 2 half doubles in each spoke, and each corner gets a chain 2. What we're doing is we're making our little square. Don't go back into the same stitch now. It's tempting because that's what we're used to doing to make these squares. Okay, chain 2, and come back. Here's our first chain. This belongs to this cord here. So the one behind it is the one that belongs to our first chain. And there we go. It's our first little square. I should say before you cut it off, go back and make sure you have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So I went back to check on one of mine and I had 3 in one of these. Go figure. Okay. Pull this little puppy through as far as I can go. And pull this one. There we go. Got our square. Now, back to the white. Of course, you'll probably want to do all the white centers first, and then all the reds, and then do the outsides. Now we're going to come back to our center color. Well, I'm coming back to my center color. And in the middle of any of these V's here, I'm going to bring up my center color. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap the two ends. And I can get these out of the way. And I'm going to do one more stitch. I'm going to wrap around and come down and do a half double in that same hole that I slip stitched into. And you go to the next V and you put your two half doubles in. Okay. Now in the chain two space, we do the two half doubles. We chain one. And we do two half doubles. That gives us a nice corner. Then we do two half doubles in each of these V's on the side. So we make three V's and the three V's. How about that? And on the corner again, we're going to make a V or two half doubles. Chain one. Get out of there. And two half doubles. And back to doing the V's again. You've got to have that down pat by now. So you can go ahead around and I'll meet you at the end. Okay? Okay. Come back around and you can see first stitch that goes with the second column here. So the one behind it is the one that you go into. I made mine awful tight. For your slip stitch. There we go. Go ahead and chop that off. Okay, nice little squares. Now I've got all four of mine. Alrighty. I'm getting ready to join the four squares together. And I decided to, I was originally going to make a box with a square bottom and these sides come up from the bottom a little bit, have these patches going around, come up a little bit. The box is going to be too big for the smallest package that I'm going to wrap and too small for everything else. So I changed my mind. I'm going to make a two-sided wrap, kind of like a glass case. I'm just going to join it around here and it'll be just the right size for the present that's going in it. Okay, so what I did is, this is the back sides, this is the part I'll be working on, and I found the exact corners because when you're crocheting it's easier if you know where the corners are when you're connecting these. I got these two connected, and what you want to look for here, if you don't know how to do it, see these here, these two here on the corner. See if I can get it where the light's not hitting it right. See these two here in the corner? This one goes with this little stitch, and this one hangs over midair. So this is your corner stitch. So I'm going to go through the back, since the front is facing me, I'm going to go through the back of that one. Okay. I still get confused here. This is the one that's going to join it. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here, and this is the one that's over this column, and this is the one that's hanging over air. See that? Let's turn around this way. I'm going to go through that one. Okay, here's my back. Right? My back. Okay. Don't want to mix that up. There we go. Now it's marked. Okay, now, since these have to be done around the middle and up and down around the sides, it's easier if you just do it all together. So I've got front to front, front to front, and I'm going to use white. I tried several different things last night and decided to go with using the white. So I'm going to go through my two marked stitches here. Get out of there. Pull through my white. There. Pull that down, pull that down. And all we're going to do, see, when you have the front facing you, you have this little edge right in front of you. Okay? And this is the tall part. When they're facing each other, the tall part is on opposite sides. See, here's the low parts in the middle, the tall parts in the outside. So what we're going to do, if I can get my hands around it. Okay, we're going to go through the outside here, go straight across to the matching outside one, there, and pull it through. Outside, outside, pull it through. Okay, you just go on down your two pieces. And there we go. That one's done. Now I'm going to carry it right over to this one. So I went off of that. I'm going to go right into these two. There. Effortlessly. And carry it right across. Okay, we're at the end. Oops. Come back. Alright, I'll just do it again. Okay. There. And I am going to go ahead and tie this off. There's our 4 squares. And this is what the front looks like. See here? Nice. Now we're going to take and we're going to put the fronts back together. And take this off. I'm going to take my little corners again. Make sure I have the right ones. Not the ones hanging over the ear, not the ones that are leaning over the next stitch. And I'm just going to tie my corners together. My grandma taught me when I was a little girl a couple things. She taught me how to make pot holders. Big woo. Single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, chain. That's it. She didn't stick around a lot. She had to go live with my aunt. So I didn't have her around all the time to ask questions of. And I ended up not crocheting till after I got married. Then with the kids running around, I didn't do a whole lot of crocheting until the last few years. And that would be the last 5 years. And now I'm just starting to crochet like crazy. So, like, see this here? Remember my square diamond, Granny? Well, this is a single tile. I wanted something lighter and more open and less complicated. This has none of the slip stitches around the edges. It just goes into it like a regular granny does, going through the holes. Instead of using a cluster of 3, I did a double space double chain 1, double space double chain 1. And it gave me a real nice open granny, and I still have this diamond within the granny look. That's nice, hard, cold rain going outside. Very nice. Don't get much of that in California. Not in Southern California, anyway. My cat's complaining bitterly because he does not like the rain out there. Okay, slip stitch through the corner. And go ahead and take the mark off. And just like we did the sides, I'm going to go back and do the outside edges. You know, it's too bad you're not here with me. Instead of me talking all the time, you could ask questions and we could discuss options and different ways to change the pattern. I like teaching, but it's a two-way conversation. Yeah, it's loud, isn't it? Okay, going around, and I'll meet you back up here. Go down the side. Put one chain on the corner when you turn. Ah, I'll be back to show you the corners. Okay, I'm at the corner. Trying to figure the best way to do this. And you can do it before or after. You can do it before the center or right after the center. Just be consistent. If on this side you do before the center, on this side do it after the center, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to chain 1, and then we're going to come down on our little slip stitches here. So going around the bottom, when you get to the other side, do your center stitch where you have it connected together, and then chain 1 and go up the other side. And I'll meet you at the top, guys. Okay, I'm at my corner. And we're not going to tie this off permanently, but we are going to give it a little long loop in the tie here for a minute because we want to turn this inside out. Now you can take care of your tails and stuff if you want to first. But I'm just going to turn it right side out now. There. Okay. I'm going to double check and make sure the present fits in there nicely. Oh yeah. Wrap that in some nice cellophane or some tissue paper. Okay. Now, there's our little tie off. We're going to untie it and okay. Here's the next stitch I'm going to do. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to come back and I'm going to back through that hole. And I'm going to do them both together. Now see, I eliminated that hole. I'll do the same thing when I come to this end. See there? Okay. Now, the single crochet, Chris. I have to tell myself off all the time. I have a really strong tendency to just forget what I'm doing. Okay. So just single crochet around and we'll do a half double so we can put weave something through it to close it with. Okay? Alright, see you back. Oh, here's the other side. See how big this is? I'm going to go through here, come back and go through my last loop. Finish that. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go through this loop. That's the first loop over here. And my back up to my corner loop. There we go. And bring it through both of those. And I've eliminated the big gap on this side. Okay. Stitch. So I'm going to go through this one. And I'm going to back up through that one. Just like that. And I'm going to come over to my combined one here and slip stitch into it. You see? Very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to do a round of half double crochets. So I'm going to chain 2. Excuse me. Wrap. This is a part of the stitch I already used, but I'm going to make another gap if I just jump over to the next one. So I'm going to go through here, through the front one here, and back through the stitch. I'm going to go through all 3 of these loops. Now see, I have no big gap here. Anytime you have gaps, just use this little backup trick, and it works pretty good. Loop, go in your stitch, loop, and bring through all 3. Loop, go through your stitch, loop, bring through all 3. And that's your half double. And this will give us enough room that we can weave a little cord through to pull this shut. And here we come back. And this is actually the first. There. Now I'm going to tie this off. And if you didn't do your undo all your insides, now would be a good time to do it. So when you get your tie done, you're done. Okay? You don't have to go back inside. Now, you can do the ties two ways. This is a small bag, so you don't really need to have um, a crocheted chain. You can, but actually, what you can just do is figure out how long you want your little strings on both sides. If that's good enough. Okay. I'll take and tie this end. And you could tie a little bead on it or tie a little bell on it. You have one of those little jingly bells. And I'm going to do myself a favor, and I'm not putting the knot on this end until I'm done weaving it through. You don't need to go through every one. And no, it doesn't have to be even. Okay. There's a couple ways I can do this. One way is to knot it by itself like that. And have these be in a bow up here. Humble figure this morning, aren't I? I haven't even made my coffee yet. There we go. It's a little bow. The long dangly ends. With your bell or your beads on the end. And tie these two ends together. And close it like that. I don't like that. I think I like to close it from one side. Instead of putting it on the side, what if we put it in front? this. Okay, just pull a little knot through here. Even them out again. And tie it in front. I like that even better. In case you haven't guessed yet, this is the first time I ever made one of these particular type of bags. There. You make it nice and small, so it looks neat. Looks like it's upside down. I'm going to have to mess with making a bow a little while, get it as neat and even as I can. Put my little danglies on there. Yeah, I think that'll work out nice. Now all I have to do is go back and do all my insides. I'll be done. Okay. Alrighty. My cat says goodbye. Merry Christmas.